long ago and far away, you exited the IMF. And then Blanchard was there with Stiglitz, and post-GFC, they looked at 4% inflation. What an uproar that ensued. And then I would suggest that Peterson, Adam Posen has talked about 3% as a new appropriate level. Are we going to get away from an anchored 2% verbiage? Are we going to reset? I got to make some news here. Ken, help me. Are we going to reset this morning higher than a 2% level?
I'm not going to be able to help you, Tom.
Damn it.
I think that's extraordinarily unlikely and frankly not a good idea. Yes, probably back in the day, they should have set 3% instead of 2%, but they didn't. And, they've really made commitments. If you change it, it means you might change it again. So I think what in fact will happen, I don't think we're going to have a soft landing, by the way. I think we're going to have soft, but not the landing. I think inflation's, they're going to allow to be elevated for longer, but they're going to say it's going to get back to 2%. We're just taking longer. I think that's going to be the rhetoric.
The shift from Lael Brainerd from vice chair to the head of the Economic Council for President Biden does highlight also the very political nature of making some of the decisions that you talk about, the sort of Adam Posen take on it, the Kenneth Rogoff take on it, that the Fed will allow inflation to remain higher for longer. How much is that a response to the sort of deglobalization that policy is going to hope for, this admission that you don't want to kill the economy? How political is that decision of allowing inflation to run hot heading into later this year?
Well, I personally have long said I just thought it was the right decision because basically we don't know what's going on. The labor market, has all these distortions that are coming off. The economy has all these distortions that are coming off. And you don't want to, race ahead like you know what you're doing for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if interest rates end up at 6 to bring down inflation. But why do you want to get there right away? Why do you want to rush to that judgment? Maybe they're going to end up much lower. So I don't think it's clearly very political at some level because growth is strong, but inflation's high. Which way do we choose? That is a political decision. It affects people differently, but the Fed tries to approach it in a technocratic way.